All right, get ready to dive in because we're tackling Rae Stonehouse's Mastering Your Minutes.
Oh, a classic. Love that one.
Right, and it's packed with so many good nuggets.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, this book is a gold mine if you're ready to make every minute count.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
So you know that feeling, right, where you're just swamped, like drowning in to-dos, deadlines are like right there, breathing down your neck.
Oh, yeah. I think we all know that feeling.
The worst, right. But Stonehouse gets it. Like, right off the bat, he nails that feeling. But here's what I found refreshing. He doesn't just want us to, like, become robots, you know?
Yeah.
Just more efficient, more productive.
More.
Exactly. It's not about cramming more in. It's about finding that joy, that, like, genuine joy in how we manage our time.
It's about reclaiming those minutes, not just cramming more in, like you said.
Yes, 100%. And he starts by, like, shining a light on those sneaky time wasters.
On ones we all have.
We're all guilty. I'm talking social media, and procrastination.
The art of delaying the inevitable.
Right. Stonehouse calls it that, the art of delaying the inevitable, which, honestly, brilliant.
It's so true, though.
Isn't it? Okay, but feeling overwhelmed, that's a big one.
Huge.
And it ties in perfectly with his whole thing about SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
The classic SMART goal.
Exactly. He uses this example of, like, writing a book, which can feel so daunting, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially if you're starting from scratch.
Right. So he breaks it down, smaller goals, like, okay, this week, focus on the outline. Or set a daily word count that feels doable.
It's all about those baby steps.
Yes. And that's the achievable part of SMART, right? It's like breaking down those mental roadblocks by focusing on the smaller wins.
Because each win, no matter how small, it gives you that sense of accomplishment. It's like, yes, I did that. And it motivates you to keep going.
It's so true. Okay, but I'm curious, for someone who's like super visual, are there other ways to approach prioritizing besides SMART goals? I mean,
Oh, for sure. Stonehouse also talks about the Eisenhower matrix, which I think is amazing for visual thinkers.
oh yeah, I've seen that one. It's like a grid, right?
Yeah, exactly. You basically divide your tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important. Important, but not urgent. Urgent, but not important. And neither urgent nor important.
It's like a visual map for your to-do list.
Precisely. And the beauty of it is it forces you to confront those urgent but not important tasks that often eat up our time and steal our focus from what truly matters.
It's funny, right? We're talking about urgent but not important.
And how they can be the ultimate distraction.
Totally. It's like they become the excuse to avoid the important stuff, the stuff we know we should be doing.
The stuff that actually moves the needle.
Yes. And Stonehouse says, get this, he says, procrastination thrives in the gap between intention and action.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Right. We have all these good intentions.
The best.
But then life, distractions everywhere.
Suddenly you're answering emails at 10 p.m.
The worst. But okay, Stonehouse doesn't leave us hanging. He gives us strategies, ways to fight back against procrastination, like breaking down tasks, which we touched on earlier, and setting deadlines for ourselves.
Deadlines are key.
Aren't they, though? But the one that really stood out to me, accountability. Like having someone to answer to.
It's huge. From a psychological perspective, it's that positive pressure.
Right. It's not about someone looking over your shoulder.
It's about solidifying your commitment.
Yeah.
Because now it's not just you, it's like a shared expectation.
Totally. And he even suggests finding an accountability buddy.
Love that. I need to get one of those.
Right. Someone to cheer you on, but also keep you in check.
Gently nudging you in the right direction.
Yes. And you know what else he brings in here? Technology. But not in a bad way, which I love.
As a distraction, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's all about using apps and tools to, actually help us.
Tools that work for you, not against you.
Yes. Remember when we were talking about that time tracking app? Rescue Time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having a digital accountability partner almost.
Oh, totally. It's like that awareness factor that Stonehouse talks about. You can't fix what you don't track.
Right. It's like holding up a mirror to your day. And speaking of tools, he goes deep on project management apps like Asana.
Oh, yeah. I love Asana. Super helpful for keeping everything organized.
Right. You can create tasks, set deadlines, collaborate with others all in one place.
And don't forget those notification blocking apps. Freedom, Forest, those are game changers.
Yes. Forest is amazing. It's like gamifying focus. Genius.
Absolutely. And you can even use it to plant virtual trees. So you're being productive and helping the environment, kind of.
I love that. Although it's easy to get overwhelmed with all the options.
So many tools, so little time. But Stonehouse acknowledges that. He's all about, like, start small, pick one or two things that resonate with you, and just go from there. Don't overcomplicate it.
Okay, we've talked tools, tech, all that good stuff.
Mm.
But there's this one concept Stonehouse keeps coming back to, time blocking. Ever tried that?
Game changer. Especially for those who, like, thrive on structure, you know?
It's like giving your day a framework, right?
Exactly.
And Stonehouse breaks it down so well, like step by step. You figure out your most important tasks, the big rocks.
Non-negotiable.
Yes.
Little.
And then you literally block it out in your calendar. Like, these are appointments you can't miss.
It's about making that commitment visible.
Right. And it's not just a to-do list at that point.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you assign those time slots, it's like, this is where my energy is going.
You're pre-committing to your own productivity.
Exactly. And I think it really helps with that whole mental clutter thing, too.
Oh, 100%.
Remember that Zeigarnik effect we talked about?
Yeah.
Where it's like those unfinished tasks just keep swirling around in your head.
A worst.
Time blocking helps with that because you've visually mapped it out. Like, okay, this is when I'm going to deal with that so my brain can relax a bit.
It's like giving yourself permission to let go, at least for now.
Right.
I love how Stonehouse even suggests color coding the time blocks. Green for focused work, blue for creative brainstorming, you know?
I do that. It's so helpful.
It makes it so visual.
You can actually see how your day is structured.
Okay.
And then you can adjust as needed, right? Because life happens.
Always. But it's not all about optimization and productivity, right?
Yeah.
There's that whole other piece Stonehouse talks about, work-life harmony. It's so important. And I think he has such a realistic approach because it's not about like finding perfect balance.
Because that's a myth.
Exactly. It's more about being intentional, figuring out what actually matters to you outside of work, family, hobbies, your own well-being, and then protecting those things.
Boundaries. He talks a lot about setting boundaries.
The best, like actually scheduling in time for yourself.
And not just squeezing it in if you happen to have 10 minutes.
Block it out like you would at any other important meeting.
Yes. Whether it's like a walk in nature, reading a good book, just something that fills your cup.
And that's where it becomes so personal, right? Because work-life harmony, it's not one size fits all. It's about asking yourself, what does a fulfilling life look like for me?
That's such a good question. And then figuring out how your time can reflect that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into mastering your minutes, what's the big takeaway you want our listener to walk away with?
That's a good one. You know, I think it goes back to something Stonehouse says. Time is the most precious resource we have, and how we choose to spend it shapes the course of our lives.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right. It's a reminder that we have choice. We have agency. We can make decisions about how we spend our time.
And those decisions, they add up.
They really do.
So to our listener out there, what's one thing you can do today? Just one small step. Maybe it's trying time blocking or finally setting that SMART goal you've been thinking about.
Or giving yourself permission to take a break.
Yes, even small changes can make a huge difference. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time.